always was very withdrawn. I was sexually molested at about the age of 3, and I became very withdrawn. And I was molested by my uncle and my cousin, and I just really grew close to my father and my grandfather. But as I got older, my mother and father got divorced. My grandfather died, and my life just kind of spiraled. I started going out, and I liked boys, but I didn't like boys. I guess the trauma, I always liked being around boys, but I didn't want them to touch me. So I started drinking, and then along came the drugs, and I'll say I kind of tampered with that for quite a few years. I started in high school with drugs, kind of frequently. And then after that, it became an everyday thing. And I'd say by the age 28, I was a full-blown addict. And I resorted to selling drugs to support my habit. So that I started going to jail, back and forth to jail. And so it was just a vicious cycle. I went to jail, sold drugs, went to jail, sold drugs. I came to a graduation of Magdalene. And then when I saw the graduation, it was just like, this is the place for me. So I came to the Magdalene house, but that's not the end of my story, because I had to go back out and get a little bit more. I had a problem staying clean. So I had a couple of relapses, and it wasn't until my last jail trip that I always said that I surrendered, but I really didn't. And so I had accepted the fact that I was going to go to prison and everything was okay. So I have to tell you this little story about, I wanted to work in the kitchen waiting on going to prison. And so I was like, okay, God, I'm going to work in the kitchen, but don't put me on breakfast. Don't put me on breakfast. So what did God do? He put me on breakfast. So here I am, I'm working breakfast, and then I would come back into my cell like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. It was really quiet, and I had nothing but a Jesus calling and a Bible. So, and I was still kind of wound up from being up and, couldn't go to sleep. So I would read my Jesus calling and my Bible every morning. And it was just like this peace just started to come over me, and God just let me know that everything was okay. As you know, they leave the light burning for you, and it really works. And I came back home, and I'm here. I'm one of the candle makers. I love making the candles. I love them. It's just like a peace and serenity with making the candles. And I do other little things that I really don't want to do, because I always want to make candles. And they say I just can't be stuck in the candles, but I love making the candles. And that's what I do.